the focus firmly switches to the search for some attacking players. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. Anton here, giving you a brief update on some transfers that are taking place. Now, West Ham brought in another Greek, or no, not another player, just another player, a Greek international, Mavropanos, a brilliant signing. I know we haven't seen a lot of them, but, we've got to believe in the project. We've got to believe in what Tim Steidten and David Moyes are doing, and that's it. 25-year-old international player. Played over 100 games for Stuttgart, looks the business, box-to-box defender, a bit crazy, but he likes to get forward. He's got a good shot on him and he can score goals. And obviously, West Ham have showed up the defence and they want to focus now on moving forward and getting the attackers in to the club. And by doing that, we're talking about this guy here. His name is Mohamed Kudus, and he has been subject to a lot of interest from West Ham over the last couple of weeks. So much so that we actually sent Tim Steidten, our technical director, out to speak to them about getting a deal over the line. Now, West Ham's second offer for Kudus was a lot higher than the bid Brighton sent to Amsterdam to get the deal done last month or the other week there. But they have knocked back the deal. I mean, West Ham were taking it that serious that Tim Steidten actually flew out to Amsterdam to try and get the deal done. Now, our first bid for Kudus was rejected. We went back in with a fresh package worth a total of 42 million euros, we believe. But the second proposal has been rejected by Ajax, and it's more than Brighton did put on the table for the Ghanaian international star. Ajax actually accepted that bid from Brighton. However, Kudus could not agree personal terms, and the prospect of him joining the Premier League club at the time collapsed. But now it's thought that Ajax are not willing to accept even more money than what was originally offered and are pushing West Ham to pay more money. They're unwilling to sell Kudus to West Ham for the proposal that's currently on the table. The ball is firmly in our court and whether or not we think this player is worth the money. Now, we do hear that their agency is also causing a lot of problems. They're looking to try and bring in as much money as they possibly can. He is the main guy for this agency. So they're obviously going to kick up a little bit and stir a little bit of the pot to see what they can bring in for themselves. Selfishly, unfortunately, live in this world as well. So I don't think it's as complicated as West Ham just paying 2 million euros extra. Bang, the deal's done. We're led to believe that Kudus is very open to a deal with West Ham. I think he'd be a fantastic player for us. Sometimes I do think just go and do what you need to do to go and get the player in. But I suppose we need to do what's best for the club. Ajax are definitely not silly when it comes to this, but they're obviously playing silly buggers, and they know West Ham have got a bit of money there, so they don't want to lose two of their best players to West Ham this summer without getting a lot of money back in return. They will want this resolved ASAP. There's no ifs or buts about it. They will want this done as soon as possible because they want to then spend some of that money and bringing in some other recruits to the club. Kudus could be a bright spark in the West Ham side. It definitely is an exciting prospect. But for now, we have to wait and see where West Ham take this moving forward. It will be an interesting one to watch, definitely 100%. Next up, though, is this man, Paris Saint-Germain's Hugo Ekitike. Now, I've mentioned him to you yesterday. I said that West Ham were really keenly interested in bringing him into the club. And a new report has revealed the price it will take to bring him to the Premier League. Now, he is 6'2", and he only completed his move to PSG after a successful loan spell from Stade Rennes, and he made a total of 33 appearances, but there's a strong possibility he could be on the move before the end of the ongoing current summer transfer window. And despite having about 4 more years to run on his contract, they're ready to cash in on the 21-year-old striker in order to fund a new signings of their own. And should he depart, there's a lot of clubs apparently expressing a strong interest in him as well. Now, we do know West Ham are looking to bring in some recruits in that area. We're led to believe that there is direct contact taking place between West Ham, Tim Steidten, and PSG about trying to get a deal over the line. There's also an offer potentially on the the table, which would regard a loan with an option to buy for a fee in the region of £29 million. But should he make that move, it's probably, a loan deal with an option to buy is an obligation to buy, and that's probably where the sticky note comes when it comes to West Ham. Now, since the start of his career, Ekitike has scored 35 goal, has 35 goal contributions, 24 goals and 11 assists in 87 appearances, which is seen as a revelation by a lot of people in the footballing world. And should he put pen to paper in East London and come to West Ham, then he will definitely add real value. The player is clever, he's fast, and when you think about the players he's always had to compete against when he's at PSG, let's just look at this list: Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, and Neymar. It's always going to be tough to break through the ranks, but if you stand a chance in football and you're fourth in behind those three, then you've obviously got something about you. He's got experience of competing in the Champions League, and he knows what it's going to take to be at the top level. However, what is the issue here? The issue is going to be money, timings. PSG will want as much as they possibly can get for him. Will the player be willing to come to West Ham from PSG? Champions League football to Europa League football as well. It's a Tim Steidten potential deal. 21 fits the mold of what potentially we're looking for, but is this the one that we want to get over the line? Let me know again and put it in the comments section below. Next up, though, is the one that we believe could be really having that kind of snowball effect, because we're led to believe that West Ham are really starting to push on bringing Youssef En-Nesyri, a long-time admirer of David Moyes, into the club. Now, we're led to believe that talks since last night have started to really ramp up, and it's just a rumor that never ever goes away. And we need to remember that he is still only young. He is really, really young, and we look like we're holding talks with Sevilla over the. He has been a long-term target. And that definitely I could see that being an option, because we've seen what he's capable of doing in the Super Cup. We've seen what he's capable of doing at the world stage. We've seen what he's previously been capable of doing at Sevilla, and he's banging form again. And, it just never really ever goes away, this link. And En-Nesyri could really be exactly what we're looking for this summer, bringing in the firepower that's been lacking in recent months, you could say, and acting as a younger option alongside Antonio and Danny Ings. He is a two-time Europa League winner. He's got great experience of succeeding and being successful in the high level of European football, and he's still at an age where his peak could be ahead of him in the coming years. David Moyes did previously say about him that he was an incredibly good runner in the past, and obviously watching him at the World Cup, and whilst he scored that goal against Manchester City in the Super Cup, it showed that he is definitely capable of putting the ball into the back of the net and causing problems for opposition teams moving forward. En-Nesyri, as much as he keeps coming back up, a lot of people are saying, is this the new Carlos Bacca? But when you do look into the attributes that the player's got, he does fit the system. He runs all over the shop, and he is electric in front of goal. This potential one is quite interesting, again, because he is prolific. He is prolific. He knows where the back of the net is, and he works. His work rate is through the roof. He's always had a strong work rate, but last year it never necessarily worked out for him in front of goal. But he has been given the benefit of the doubt, and he's starting to pick up a little bit of form. Like I said, started the season off really well. He scored 2 goals in 3 appearances so far, 1 in La Liga and 1 in the Super Cup. And even though his season wasn't great last year, he did score 8 goals in La Liga in 31 appearances, 4 goals in 9 appearances in the Europa League as well, and previously 2 goals in 4 appearances in the Champions League. In total, he scored 55 goals for Sevilla in 158 appearances with 5 assists. And in his career, he has scored 70 goals with 10 assists. So the guy knows where the back of the net is. He's a Moroccan international, so Agent Aguerd could be there as well. 61 games with 17 goals for Morocco. One to watch, one to keep an eye on. It will be certainly an interesting few hours in the West Ham world. Now, that's just your brief roundup of what's happened yesterday evening since we've signed Mavropanos. Join Holly as she'll give you a West Ham daily later on, and of course the Hammers headlines as well, and any other breaking news, we'll bring it to you as much as we possibly can. If you're new around here, of course, what do? Go and hit that subscribe button. Why not? Support the channel, hit the thumbs up. We do have a membership program. A lot of people recently asked us about the membership program. There's an option to click on the channel when you click join. There is a fee that you pay. You get entered into a monthly draw where you can win really cool prizes, West Ham, stuff, really cool West Ham stuff as well. Plus, you get some exclusive content on the channel. So if you're interested in doing that, supporting the channel, get across there, check it out. Take it easy, everyone. And of course, come on, you Irons.